everybody, I'm Nancy Naran. Welcome to the Global Women Achievers Festival 2021. Today I have with me a celebrated filmmaker and photographer, someone who is specializing into wildlife. Now, honestly, I am even scared of the lizard on the wall, but I really admire her gusto and her courage, and I can't wait to hear all those stories. Welcome to the show, Aishwarya Sridhar.
Hi, thank you so much, Nancy.
For confessing on the camera that I am scared of animals. So Aishwarya, now this is...
But one thing is there, Nancy, I'm scared of lizards too.
Good.
I'm not scared of snakes, but I am extremely frightened of lizards.
Now that is a confession I was not expecting from you, Aishwarya. But it's very heartening to know. So now, Aishwarya, there is a gender stereotype. Wildlife photography is, rough work. It's hard work. There's dust and grind. Now we usually, sadly, associate that with men. So what led you to this profession is what I want to know. What started it all?
I think the job chose me instead of me choosing the job. So it was very organic. I've always loved wildlife and being outdoors as a kid also. And when the time came that I had to choose a career as such, I realized I was not happy. I will not be happy doing a 9-to-5 job, a boring desk job as such. So I wanted always to do something different, something more exciting and adventurous. So I felt, why not turn my passion for wildlife photography into my profession itself?
When you said it was organic, it was a natural transition. How did your parents take this news? It's not something, jao 4 mahine jungle mein laga ke aao and go shoot and come. Usually it's not really taken too well.
Absolutely, but I think my parents somewhere knew that this was coming more than even me, because they always knew that I would not be happy doing the conventional 9-to-5 thing and joining that office grind as such. So and both my parents are also wildlife lovers. In fact, I also maybe got interested in this field because of them. My dad's an avid bird watcher as well, so they were very happy that I'm doing something different.
That is very heartening again, because maybe because of the family setup and because you'd grown up watching that, so it just seemed like a natural transition. I, of course, refuse to believe you didn't want to take up an office job for the grind, because there is too much more grinding happening when you're on that, in that scenario.
It's enjoyable. I really love that. I mean, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and packing your bags and heading out into the jungle, not knowing what would greet you as such for the day. Will you see the animal that you want to see or not? It's very exciting as such. Although it requires a lot of patience, a lot of on-field knowledge, and like you said, it is a tough job at the end, because you have to brave weather conditions, dust, harsh temperatures as such. Even now I'm in Gujarat for my upcoming documentary. So I'm talking to you from the hotel, and I've just completed filming lions
of the jungle. Yeah. I hope we have no surprise visitors in the middle of this. So now, Aishwarya, when you're out on the field, animal behavior is very unpredictable, and there are conditions that are beyond your control. Now, did you ever feel that being a woman is sort of, you're not equipped enough, or did you feel limited? Did gender ever become an issue for you in your head, or were you like nothing doing?
No, I've never actually given it much thought as such, that just because I'm a girl, that this profession would not be for me as such. I've never had that thought. But sometimes on field, it does get a little challenging in terms of carrying your equipments, because the equipment is heavy. And sometimes I do feel that, I wish I was a little more stronger, that I could lift the weight. And you need to walk sometimes, or you need to be extremely being able to carry heavy weight on your shoulders and walk. So that sometimes I do feel a little challenging as such. But apart from that, nothing else.
Awesome. So what has been one of the most exciting and, teeth clenching experience you had in the wild?
Many. It's difficult to choose one actually, because every time I enter the jungle or a wetland or any wild habitat for that matter, the experience is surreal, and I learn something new every single day. I see something new in the I kind of get a sneak peek into the lives of these animals every single day. So it's difficult to pick just one. But if I have to like really pick one, I would say when I witnessed this tigress training her cubs to hunt out there in the open for the first time. Now that was something that was extremely magical and also very rare to see in the wild, because tiger hunting as such as a behavior is very difficult, and it's even more rarer when you see a mother train her young cubs to hunt. So that is like one rare sequence. Another would be a lioness carrying her cub in the mouth and walking, a very tiny cub, the cub which is about say 4 or 5 weeks old. So seeing that moment, such tender love in the animal world, in the world of big cats, that these are some moments to cherish.
So, you are out in the wild so often. Like, so what happens when you come back to normalcy, to civilization? Or shall I say, which one do you prefer?
Oh, I definitely prefer the wild any day, any single day. And now the more so because meeting people has become more of a scare right now because of the whole pandemic thing. So any day I'm happier in the forest. I don't have to wear a mask at least. I can breathe fresh air. But yeah, I come back to a place called Panvel. I lived in Panvel near Mumbai, and that itself is very green. I get a lot of birds in my house. I have like mongoose, I have snakes in my garden. So yeah, it kind of balances.
Well, yeah.
I'm happy being at home as well because I have wildlife at my backyard.
Oh, man, I wish I could say I'd love to visit, but I'd skip on that offer. So, Aishwarya, now, you've had your hands dirty for so long. I mean, what traits do you feel as a woman, you've picked up that have helped you ace your game? Something you've picked up from the wild. Sometimes you learn so much and you try and adapt it to yourself. Now, what is one trait you feel women should have, which you've picked up?
One, I would say patience. Because in the wild, you need to be really, really patient. Something that I didn't have initially. Like I started this when I was very young, so I was being a millennial kid. I would want things instantly, but that doesn't happen. I mean, I go into a forest and I might want to see a tiger, but it's only the tiger's mood. If it wants to come out, it will come out. So that is something I have learned. Another thing would be persistence and determination. Because you in the wild, it so happens that to achieve a goal or to achieve say even for a big cat as such, if when they hunt, not every hunt is successful. So they keep trying until one finally succeeds. So that is another thing that I also learned, because initially you should not get deterred by failures as such. Keep working hard and keep going down your path. Your goal will finally be reachable.
I think that is such a beautiful thought. Patience, persistence, perseverance is what we need in today's time. And I think, be it a man or a woman, these are traits that can help you ace any game, the wild or, So now, Aishwarya, you're the only Indian woman to have won a national award. So how did that accomplishment feel? Did you feel that you finally, you've made a mark and you're now there in your game?
Yeah, I definitely felt I did make a mark in this field, because it's difficult to be able to have your image in that competition, because it's one of the world's best, and the top photographers from all over the globe participate, and I was competing against veterans in this field as such. So yes, that was definitely a little intimidating in the beginning, but somewhere I was I was also confident about my image, and I did have hope as well. But I was not completely sure. Will it make it or will it not? In fact, I just participated for the heck of it. I got the image, and I thought when I looked at it, like this does stand a good chance, so why not enter and see what happens? And I put it. And little did I expect that I will actually, be in the top 100 winning images. But I was very grateful as well to God, my family, everyone.
Now, Aishwarya, is there something you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? Because tomorrow you could, be moving towards marriage, and you could be expanding your family. Now, how is this a profession that can allow you to have a normal life outside?
I think it can. I'm pretty sure it can, because there are women in this field who have been able to manage both in India and abroad as well. So I don't see that as a hindrance as such. And even a 9 to 5 job, a normal office job, requires you to be outside the house from 9 to 5, right? And in wildlife, it's for shorter periods of time. I would say, like at a stretch, maybe you're for 2-3 weeks in a forest, then you come back and you also have a gap. And I like doing both on screen camera work as well as off the screen behind the camera as such. So I think I can manage both. Yeah.
So I think that's very good. Reason being because a lot of parents must be listening to it. A lot of aspiring filmmakers, photographers, girls especially. So I want this to go across as a message to them who feel that this is not a field that can be carried on for too long. It has a shelf life. Women can't go out there. So what is it that you'd like to say to break those stereotypes and to empower and encourage those little girls who want to make a mark in this field?
So I would only tell them that don't let gender limit your dreams. And this is something that I personally believe in, because there are social stereotypes when it comes to a profession like wildlife filmmaking, for example, especially in India. And I come from a South Indian family. So in South India, there is definitely this perception as such, that if the girl is in creative line as such, she has no brains, and that she has chosen arts only because she does not excel in studies. She's brainless. I find that really weird and appalling, because creativity also requires brains. To be able to conjure a story with wild animals that will appeal to a global audience requires a lot of intelligence. It's not easy, because you can't make animals emote. You can make actors do that, but you can't make animals do it.
There's no cut, roll, action, redo.
Yeah, there's no redo as such. There's no retake. So what I see is what I get and what I film. So these are some, perceptions, mental blocks that people have, and these definitely need to change as time goes.
Absolutely. And I think this would be heartening to know to all the parents who are listening to you. So what would you like to say? What's your last message to everybody, Aishwarya?
I would just tell all of them that continue to follow your dreams, and never ever think that you can't achieve something, because that would be the biggest failure. Be positive, and work hard towards your goal, and success will always be yours.
Amazing. That I think is a beautiful note. Let not gender define or limit your dreams, and let not the society dictate to you what you need to do. On that note, Aishwarya, it has been so inspiring having you on the show. And
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya.
Thank you, Nancy. To the Professional Times, to Indian Media Council, the beautiful Nancy and Kshitij for organizing this amazing series for women.